Mace was asked something interesting and gave some interesting responses. I figure, whoops, I figure it's worth discussing.
Yep.
So let's hear what Mace had to say recently on his show. It is what it is.
I did. Everything now that we see is.
Oh man, the question's not there. All right, here we go.
Did you make the right decision leaving rap?
I did. Everything now that we see playing out was all the things I escaped. The car, the shine, the loan, Puff Daddy, the Craig Mack,
Smalls.
the Biggie Smalls. So even though I made those decisions and it cost me money, that's why I got with Killer and they gave me the money back. They lose no money. Destiny.
That boy good.
That boy good.
That boy good.
That
boy good.
That boy good. That boy good. Yeah.
That's why he makes the music.
That's like make the feeling That was good. Yeah, I couldn't have put it that. You asked me, see, that's why listen, you asked me the right question. We at the right place. This is how it's meant to go, man.
What I do, baby.
Thank you, Killer.
Likewise,
Thank
man.
you, Killer.
Thank you.
On
Man.
national TV. Thank you, Killer.
Thank you too, man. I appreciate it, bro.
You know what then?
Did you make the
And so there you got it. There you have it.
I should know this, but are they where does their podcast air or their show air on ESPN?
I believe they have they got to deal with a sports network, but I'm gonna be very honest, I don't remember which sports network. But yeah. So long story short,
Mhm.
y'all heard it. Well, maybe they didn't hear it. We'll see. Sometimes things don't really come through properly.
Mhm.
But yeah, Mace says that he dodged some bullets. I'm paraphrasing, not literal bullets, but um,
Some of them were
drama.
literal.
Some of them were literal.
I mean,
Maybe.
based on the things that he said,
Yeah,
some,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
some
He
of it
brought up
is
time.
literal.
That
So
is true.
brought up
Yeah.
Biggie
Oh, I don't think I need these. Yeah, he brought up Biggie. He brought up. I mean, they brought up pretty much everyone who was involved with Diddy and Bad Boy at some point.
and had
So
something bad happen.
correct. That is correct. Um. So yeah, he basically says, he exited at the right time, and he's grateful because he now has the money he would have lost, the opportunities he quote unquote lost,
Hmm.
in this situation that he has in the deal that he has and the podcast that he has, the business he has with Cameron, and thanked Cameron. They had a little cool jokey joke moment quoting, that boy's good.
Right.
And I think that's interesting for a lot of reasons. I think it's also interesting perspective, um, to look at it like I gained back what I once would have lost or what I once lost. Um,
Right.
I don't know if I would have looked at it like that. I guess it's a hindsight is 2020 kind of thing, because we know for many years Mace was saying quite the opposite.
Right.
Uh, but I guess when you're in a winning position, you could say that. You could look at it that way.
And I think also peace of mind is probably a lot more valuable
Keep
to
going.
to
Oh,
someone
sorry.
who's had money. Um, I don't know that we all look at it that way. I've
Mhm.
never been rich.
Me either.
I think that I think that more money would make my life easier, right? Like as a pretty normal person with an average salary and whatever, you know what I mean? Like I think that more money would create more possibilities for me. But I also realize that from the perspective of someone who has had wealth,
Right.
um, and has had fame, because when you combine fame and wealth, you get a different outcome than you do
Yeah,
maybe someone who's just wealthy quietly and no one knows about it. They probably
absolutely.
lead a lot easier lives than people who are famous and have money. And so what I'm trying to get at is the peace of mind that he probably got from walking away was valuable to him in whatever way it was, because we know that he turned himself over to the church and all of that. And I know there's been some speculation about how, you know, how legit that might have been. That's his personal business. I'm not here to question whether he's actually a man of God or not. But what I will say is that I think that, when he did walk away from that situation, he probably was able to sleep at night. So what he's getting back now is maybe not what he expected to ever get back, which is probably really nice. And yeah, you are going to feel like you're in the winning position, because to have it all and then not have it anymore, and then also spend so many years trying to reclaim some of it too, unsuccessfully.
Right.
um it's got to feel good to be in the position he's in now. I do think that your life changes and evolves into other things, or I do think that you sometimes have to walk away from certain things in order to open yourself up to new things. so
Absolutely.
so that's, to me, what it sounds like happened with Mace. It sounds like he thinks that he truly did dodge a lot of the mess. Who knows where he would have been if he had stayed around and, continued to kind of ride that bad boy train for as long as he could. We don't know what would have happened, what would have come of him, whether he would be alive today or not. There's been a lot of dangerous situations involved with people on the bad boy label. Um, so so I hear him when he's saying, like, you see what happened to Biggie, right? You see what happened to Shine, right? Like, you see all these things that are happening. He even kind of alludes to, like, the stuff that's come out recently with Diddy and the
Yeah.
fact that he got to escape all of that. It does make me curious, because I'm just a curious person. I'm like, well, how much did you know, Mace?
Right.
And he doesn't have to say, like, that is none of our business. And I wouldn't encourage him to get involved in the fray now. But
Right.
it does make you curious, like, someone who was there from the beginning, or
Right.
from the early days, not
Early
necessarily,
days. Right.
yeah, because not that wasn't the beginning, but the peak, Bad Boys peak, he was a part of it. And I would love to know, like,
And
what he
partially
knows.
responsible for it.
Yeah. So I would love to know what he knows. I know we'll probably never get that, and we probably don't need to get it from him, but
Right.
I do think that it's incredibly interesting to kind of see where he is now. And he's kind of like looking through a window at Bad Boy as it is today, at Diddy as he is today.
Right.
Um, and that it's nicer to be on that side of the window when you think about it. He
Today
came
it
out
is.
he came out on top, and he did try to, say everything happens for a reason. So I walked away from one thing and I was able to land this other thing, and it's serving me way better than that thing. So I'm happy for him. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be connected to that legacy right now.
Right. Right. I mean, he's connected, but he's not currently involved. Right. And
Which is
so that I'm about to say that. Yeah, that's very different and very important to point out. Also, I think it's important that um to point out that he said it's destiny, right? And so it's interesting to me because you look back and you see all his struggles with Diddy, his beefs with Diddy, contracts and rights and publishing and
Mhm.
all this stuff. Um, and it's really interesting to see the bounce back, if you will. I was gonna say the rise to the top, but it's really a bounce back in a sense, even though it's a different lane. He's still financially in a great place, uh,
Mhm.
famous once again, um, arguably a household name once again.
And in a different
Very,
lane too. It's
yeah, very different.
not exactly like entertainment the way it
Yeah,
was
it's not music,
before.
right?
It's not music. It's a different type of genre, I would say, that he's playing around with, which is cool.
100%. Very cool. And I'm sure he owns a lot more than he could have if he
Mhm.
was still in music today.
Yeah.
Um, which obviously I'm speculating, but yeah, we know what kind of contracts were going on at that time in the music industry. We've heard
Mhm.
a lot about the contracts with Diddy specifically, um, and those contracts have only gotten worse in the industry today. So yeah, I think it's great that he is where he is, and it's cool to hear him say what his perspective is. I'm glad he landed on his feet, and actually a lot more than just being on his feet.
Yeah.
So it's great to see Mason in that position today,
Mhm.
and the meteoric rise of the show, because it took off very quickly, and they got that deal very quickly.
Mhm.
So that definitely something to celebrate. And I'm sure looking on the side of the window he's on today, I'm sure it looks real good to be able to say, "Ooh, look what's going on right there, man! I'm so glad I'm over here." Because I was over there, and I wanted to be back over there at one point. I'm glad I'm on this side of things.
'Cause it is a mess.
It is, and maybe we should talk about it just a smidge.